Yo, what's up guys, beat by Hetzy and yeah, and in today's video we're gonna be continuing our music theory series. And yeah, today I'm gonna give doing a little recap on some things and talk about minor scale formula, minor scale chords, secret to chord progression, relative minor and major, and I'll give you guys some bonus chord progression. So yeah, today's gonna be amazing, nice, and let's just get straight into it without wasting time. So first of all, the recap I want to make, because someone caught my attention to it. So yeah, remember I told you the formula for a major chord is 047, while the minor is 037. So and I told you don't start counting from, yeah, let's say I want to build a major chord from D sharp now. So I just want to know this. You can name this the note you're starting from as 0. You understand? Then you can now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is now a D sharp major chord. You understand? So something like this. So if you want to create a minor chord, for instance, from a D, so how do I know this is D? 2 black keys, C, C sharp, D. So let me click this so you can hear me. So like I said, 2 sharp keys, below it is your 2 black keys, then below it is your C. So you just go C, 1 semitone, that is C sharp, then D. If you're coming back, it's a D flat. If you're going forward, it's a sharp. So this is D, for instance. So we drop the D right here. So this is our D now. We're going to count it as 0 just to make it easy. So you count this as 0, then let's build in our minor, which is a 037, our minor chord. So we go 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is now a minor chord. And to play this, instead of playing it, maybe you click here, you play it started from the beginning. Just click on there, hold Alt or Option, then space. So you continue from there. So yeah, I wanted to really call that out. So I hope you understand. So today I'm going to be talking about minor scale because we dealt with major scale in the last episode. So the formula for a minor scale is a whole, half, whole, half, whole. I go again. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. That is the formula for a minor scale. Like I said, we have a major scale and a minor scale, and we have dealt with a major scale. And like I told you in the previous episode, that the quickest way to learn major scale is using the C major scale, because it is all white keys from C to C. Same goes to the minor scale. The easiest way to learn the minor scale is to use the A note. How did I get the A note again? 3 black keys, F, G, then A, because our alphabet is A to G. So we're going to click A, and this one is also comprises of all white keys. So we go, the formula is whole, half. So this is our 0, this is our root. So we don't start counting from here. So we now start whole. Remember what I told you, a whole note is 2 semitones. Half note is 1 step. Whole note is 2 steps from your root. So now we'll go whole, half. Our half will just be like this. Then we go whole, half, whole. So this is now our minor scale on the A minor scale rather. So yeah, so that's like the easy way to get your minor scales. Like the easy way to get your major scale is on a C key. Now the easy way to get your minor scale is on A scale. Okay, so now moving on, we're now going to start building the chord progressions on your minor scale, just like how we build the 3-3 major minor and a diminish on your major scale. We're now going to build chords on your minor scale. So now let's start building. So in the minor scale, your 1, which is your, now this is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And in number system, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then back to your 1 in a number system. Then suffer notation is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So now, moving on, our do now on a minor scale. Remember, not a major scale, okay? Our do on a minor scale is a minor. which is 1. And what is the formula for creating a minor chord? It is 0, 3, 7. So we count 0, 0, then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a minor chord. That is our first chord. The do on your minor scale is a minor chord. Okay, then your re on your minor scale is a diminished. So your re on your minor scale is a diminished. I remember the formula, which is 0, 3, 6. Abi? Yeah, 0, 3, 6. So this is 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0, 3, 6. So that is like the chord. That is the re in our scale. So moving on, which is our mi. Our mi now in our minor scale is a major. Now the trick to this is your do, fa, sol, which is the major on your in your major scale, in your minor scale will now turn to a minor chord. Remember, your major scale, the do, the fa, and the sol, they are all major chords, happy chords. Now in your minor scale, the do, the fa, the sol will now turn to minor chords. Okay, while some of the minor chords on your major scale will now turn into a major chord in your minor scale. It's like the opposite of each other. You understand? So let's just continue so I don't confuse you guys. So move over to the mi now. Now this your mi is going to be a major chord in your minor scale. Please, if you don't understand this, watch this video as many times as you can to understand. So let's build it, because I told you guys the formula for a major chord is 0, 4, 7. So we go, this is 0. We're counting our roots, the first note as our 0. Then we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you see, this is now our mi, which is now a major chord, right? Now see, do, re, mi, fa. Our fa is now going to be a minor chord, like I just said, is the opposite. So now let's go. This is do, re, mi, fa. So let's click on this. So let's build it now. Our minor is 0, 3, 7, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see now our fa is now a minor chord. That is why I told you in your major scale, you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Your do, your sol, your fa, they are major chords in your major scale. But in your minor scale, it's now opposite itself. Your do, your fa, your sol is now a minor chord. Okay, please, I don't want you guys to be confused. So we're going to go into sol, for instance, right? So now let's count. Now sol, like I told you guys, is going to be a major, and a major chord on a minor scale is 0, 4, 7. So we count this as our 0. Then we go 1, 2, 3. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. Our sol is going to be a minor chord on a minor scale. Okay, please, I hope this is not confusing, but if it's confusing, you can just let me know in the comment section and I'll try to see what I can do. Okay, so now our la will be a major, okay, because our la was a minor in our major scale. So this is the root, which is the 0. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see that our la is now a major chord. So moving on, our T now, which is our G. Now you see our T in the major scale was a diminished. Now what happened? The re is now a diminished. So now the T will now be a major chord, because all minor chords are switching to major chords. All major chords are switching to minor chords in your minor scale. You understand now? And the re has taken diminished already, because we need to have 3 major, 3 minor, and 1 diminished. So now the re is taking the position of the T, which used to be a diminished, and now the T is taking the position of the re, which used to be a minor chord, to be a major chord on your minor scale. So let's do that right now real quick. So this is our root, which is 0, and we are building a major chord. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you see, it is now a major chord. So you now see we have three major chords, 3 minor chords, 1 diminished chord in your minor scale. Now your do, so far they are now your minor chords on your minor scale. Why? Your la, ti, and mi, they are now your major in your minor scale. Then the re is now a diminished. Okay, let me rephrase this again. In your major scale, like I taught you in the last episode, we have 3 major, 3 minor, and 1 diminished, which is the do, fa, so. It's your major. Then your re, mi, la is your minor. Then the ti is your diminished. Now on a minor scale, every major on your major scale will now be a minor chord. You understand? So now automatically on your minor scale, your do, your so, your fa will now be a minor chord. Then your la, your mi, and re is supposed to also be a minor chord, but re is a diminished. It's like they switched position. So ti will now be the minor chord replacing that diminished. You understand? So re will now be a diminished. Then mi, la, and ti will now be a minor chord in your minor scale. Please, you have to take your time to really understand this before you can go further. That's the difference between your major chords, your minor chords in a minor scale. Okay, so if it means you have to rewatch the video a couple of times to understand it, I will really appreciate you do that. Okay, so moving on from this, now we're just going to touch a little bit of some things that we're going to do in the next episode, which is like the chord progression. Now I just want to give you guys a secret to chord progressions. Okay, so now let's say you want to build a song, for instance, and you want to have this happy feeling. Okay, that is when you use your major chords. You get major chords sound happy. Okay, so I'm going to be let me see. So let's make use of a C for this. So for instance, if I play a do now, right? You see how happy it is. Now let me play a minor, which is the A. Now listen to the difference of the major and the minor in terms of tone. You see how the C, let me take this down so you get it where you see how the minor is having this dark feeling or sad feeling. You see, then you see the major is happy, it's alive. So when you're trying to make you're trying to create chord progression, which is what I'm going to teach you guys in the next episode, and you are like, you want to have the sad feeling and you're playing major chords, you can't have those sad feelings somehow. You understand? So you have to use the major chords, not like building only to, maybe you want to make a happy feeling, you can just do a do. You can start with do, you can start with fa, you can start with whatever. Just be creative with your chord progression. But I'm going to teach you guys in the next episode. I'm just telling you guys the difference on how a major chord and a minor chord sounds. A major chord is a happy chord, a minor chord is a sad chord. So when you're creating chord progressions, you want this sad feeling, you put more of your minor chords, and if you want this happy feeling, you put more of your major chords. If you are using the major scale like I taught you guys, your do, fa, so, those are your major chords. Then your re, mi, la, those are your minor chords. Then the ti is a diminished chord. Then if you are using a minor scale to create your chord progression, then your do, fa, so will now be your minor chords, and your re will be a diminished. Then your mi, la, ti will now be your minor chords. Okay, and I'm going to show you a presentation of what minor scale always look like. A major scale will just be the normal alphabet, which is the C, for instance. Then for a C minor scale, you're going to see a small letter M. That is signifying a minor chord, a minor scale. Okay, so now there's what we call relative major and relative minor. So let's say, for instance, you want to create a beat, or you want to like sing to a 2-track. A 2-track is just basically you dragging an MP3. okay, and you are seeing F minor. It's what we call a relative major or a relative minor to a scale. A relative key. When you talk about relative key, it simply means when the major and minor scales have the same key signatures. Meaning, if I'm playing F minor, for instance, it has the same key note in that a G sharp major has. You understand? Okay, let's say for instance you're picking a C major, for instance, and one simple way to just get this, your 6 in any scale is either the relative major or the relative minor. What do I mean? If I am on a C major, for instance, the relative minor of this C major is my 6, is the La. So now I will just do my do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So now A minor, A will now be the relative minor of my C major. If it is A minor that we are looking for the relative major, if you are in a major, you are looking for the relative minor. If you are in the minor, you are looking for the relative major. And I said that they simply mean when they have the same note signature in those keys. For instance, your C major has all white keys, your A minor has all white keys. So technically, if you know how to play a C major, you know how to play A minor. The difference is where you are starting your do from. Because now, in my C major, I'm starting my do from C. Then in my A minor, I'm starting my do from A. But if you go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do using the formula for your minor scale and you use the formula for your major scale for your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do on your C, you end up having same notes. So without cracking your brain, for instance, when you see F or G minor, and you're like, how am I going to get the relative major of this D minor? Just know that you are on the La. So you just have to go down. La, sol, fa, right? Mi, re, do, fa, sol, la. So now you see that the relative major to this, your G minor, is A sharp major. Okay, don't confuse yourself yet on all this A sharp. I'm just teaching you the relative major and minor, easiest way to get it. Okay, so if you are also, for instance, let's pick in a F major, and you are like, oh, how do I know the relative minor of F major? We go up this time around. We'll now do do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. We're going to your La. You understand? Using my formula, because I told you relative minor or major is simply the 6th of that scale. That's the 6th of that scale. So we go do. We're looking for the relative minor of F major. Okay, so we just go do, re, using our formula, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So now when you are on D minor, you are also playing F major. You understand me? When you're on D minor scale, it can also be a F major scale because they all have same notes on their scale. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. So that is what I mean by relative minor or major, when they have the same key signatures in the scale. So it is not a rocket science. You understand? Once they just ask you what is the relative major of a C minor, what's the relative major of a C minor, you just know that you are on a 6th already. So you just count. You just go La, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You understand? You go down. Let me explain it again so you understand. When they say what is the relative major of a C minor, when you are looking for a major of a relative major of any key, you are going down, meaning this is your La. When you are looking for a relative major on your minor, like they say, look for the relative major of your C minor. You understand what I'm saying? You are going down. This will now be your La, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So this D sharp major is the relative minor of C, is the relative major of C minor, because C minor scale and this D sharp major scale have the same notes on them. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm using the formula. I just know that la, sol, fa, mi, fa always stay together in a major scale. So let's say they now ask you, look for the relative minor of A major. Now, when you're looking for a relative minor, you now go up. This will now be your do. You understand? So it will now be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So F sharp minor is now the relative minor to your A major scale. Okay, I've explained this enough. I don't know if you understand me, but that is exactly what they mean by this relative major or relative minor. For the last time, when you're looking for the relative major of a minor key, meaning that minor key will now be your la, then you now go down la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. You've now met your relative major. Okay, you say relative, they say look for a relative major of F sharp minor. It will now be la, sol, fa, mi, re. So this will now be your relative major to your F sharp minor. So when they say look for the relative minor of a major, then that your key will now be your do. That's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So you're now looking for the la. Okay, let me use my ski highlighting so you understand better what I am saying. Let's go to scale. Let's say for instance now I pick A major, right? Then you realize we are on key. Okay, now let's pick in F sharp minor. So we go to F sharp, then we go to minor. You see that we are still on key. So that is what I mean by they both have same key signatures. So I don't know, I've explained this enough. I don't know if this is confusing to you guys, but yeah. So just a quick bonus chord progressions that you guys can start playing today. I'm just going to post it on the screen. So you have fa, sol, la, you can use that. We have la, fa, sol, you can use that. We have do, sol, la, fa, you can use that. We have do, fa, la, sol. So these are like some easy chord progression that you can start using today. So in the next video, we're going to talk more on melodies, rhythms, and everything to start making music with these tutorials that you've learned. But please, if you don't understand this, watch it as many times as you can, because this is the foundation and the basic. If you don't get this, when you start moving on to the next video I'm going to be showing you guys, it's going to get confusing for you. So I'd advise that you take your time to watch this frequently and understand it better. Yeah, so tell me what you think. Tell me what's confusing you. Drop your comment in the comment section just like you did in the last video. Yeah, so remember to stay positive, and positive things will always happen to you. So I'll catch you guys in the next music theory episode that we're going to be having. Trust me, by the end of this whole lessons, you should be able to make good music, good chords, and you should understand music better. And if you don't, you have to watch again. That means you're not watching it very well. Go and watch again. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.